power slap is brutal. The shocks come fast, no gloves, no warning. Every match can end in a single slap. These knockouts didn't just silence crowds, they changed careers and rewrote reputations. These are the 9 huge knockouts that left the crowd speechless. Number 9. Housley vs. Pow. Housley, known for being tough in the ring, faced off with Pow, who had serious power and a fire in his eyes that showed he was ready for a fight. This was more than just another power slap match, it was personal. Both fighters were locked in and ready. Right from the start, the match took a sharp turn. Pow was penalized for flinching, which only seemed to fuel his anger. When Housley received an extra strike because of this foul, Pow's expression shifted. He was clearly done playing games and ready to unleash devastation. Then, the moment everyone had been waiting for, Pow took a deep breath, got ready, and slapped Housley so hard on the jaw that Housley fell instantly. His knees gave out, and in seconds he was out cold. It wasn't a slow fall, it was a quick, cruel knockout that stunned everyone. No one saw the match ending that fast. Housley lay motionless as officials hurried over to check on him. Meanwhile, Pow remained calm and collected, fully in control of the moment. Pow didn't just win, he sent a message. He's not here to compete. That was savage, but what about the next slap match? Get ready for a jaw-cracking bloodbath. Number 8. Wes Mena vs. Jashel Awa. Wes Mena came into the match trying something different, mixing in some wrestling moves to throw Awa off, but Awa kept cool and answered with a solid slap that landed right where it needed to, setting the tone from the start. Awa showed just how much power he had with that strike. He smacked Wes hard enough to turn heads, but Mena managed to stay on his feet. He looked shaken for a second, but he brushed it off and stood his ground like it didn't faze him. When Mena stepped up for his next turn, he focused completely and unleashed a brutal slap with everything he had behind it. The shot landed hard across Awa's face. Awa dropped straight to the ground. He tried to push himself back up, using his arms to lift his body, but his legs couldn't respond. His body had completely shut down. There were clear signs that that slap had overwhelmed him. Wes Mena walked away with a huge win, an undeniable knockout. It wasn't just a lucky shot, it was all power. Don't blink, this one slap turned a man's face into a crime scene. Number 7. Firecracker vs. FPS. Firecracker came into the fight at 143 pounds, facing off against FPS, who weighed slightly more at 150 pounds. As soon as the match started, FPS stepped up to strike first, trying to take control right away. Both fighters looked focused, but all attention was on FPS to see if he could take advantage of the opening shot. Though the slap from FPS didn't seem especially powerful at first, it landed unexpectedly and caught Firecracker off balance. The impact forced Firecracker to crash hard against the top of the barrel, resulting in a serious injury. It was a shocking moment and one of the worst accidents you could witness in a fight of this caliber. In the end, FPS claimed a brutal victory with a bloody knockout. The damage was strong. FPS was unable to continue after that devastating hit, completely defeated. The fight ended decisively, marking one of the toughest finishes seen in recent matches. That was a hit to remember, but what followed was pure devastation. Number 6. D-Flan vs. Slap Zaddy. D-Flan, with roots in amateur boxing, stepped into this match with calm control and real experience behind him. For this round, he selected Slap Zaddy as his challenger, an opponent known for his durability. After winning the coin toss, D-Flan took his position to strike first. There was no wasted motion, no second thoughts, just steady composure as he readied himself. The moment his hand connected, everything changed. Slap Zaddy's body gave out immediately. His legs dropped, his arms loose, like a fuse had blown. There wasn't any delay or confusion. He hit the floor without a sound, his eyes wide and his body motionless. It didn't look like a regular fall. It looked like his entire system shut down. Everyone knew right away that it was over. Zaddy tried to push himself off the ground, but his body wasn't responding. His frame swayed, his footing was gone, and he couldn't find any strength. The referee stepped in without hesitation and waved it off. D-Flan walked away with a commanding victory, requiring no struggle or follow-up. One hit was all it took to conquer the match. And just like that, it's time for another slap war. Number 5. Black Larry vs. Slap Cage. Black Larry weighed 166 pounds compared to Slap Cage's 186 pounds. While many assumed the size gap would tip the balance in Slap Cage's favor, this battle quickly flipped that expectation. From the very start, Larry looked locked in and ready to make the most of it. As soon as Larry's hand connected, the outcome was obvious. Slapcage didn't stumble, he dropped straight to the ground. The motion was swift and decisive with no delay or resistance. The crowd was shocked. The strike wasn't wild, but it carried pinpoint placement and sheer shock value. Slapcage's back hit the floor, arms slack, expression blank, just like the lights had gone out before he even hit the mat. He didn't roll or shift, he just stayed down. For several moments, nothing moved. The crew rushed in and closely watched for any sign of a response. The tension built until the referee finally stepped forward and waved it off. Black Larry had just dropped an opponent nearly 20 pounds heavier, an outcome nobody saw coming. He didn't just win, he ended it in the craziest way possible. It was over with one perfectly delivered slap. Now, from this chaos, let's slide straight into Frank the Tank, bringing the thunder. Number 4. Frank the Tank versus Stretch and FAFO. Frank the Tank stepped into a wild setup, facing both Stretch and FAFO in a tough 2-on-1 format. Most would back away from these odds, but Frank took the first shot without hesitation, determined to turn the challenge into his moment. As the countdown reached his final second, Frank swung hard and delivered a brutal slap straight to Stretch. The result was immediate. Stretch hit the floor hard and didn't even flinch afterwards. The impact was clean, fierce, and completely stunned the audience. Stretch gave it everything to rise, forcing his body to move, but there was nothing left to fight with. The damage from that one vicious strike was too much. Officials called it a confirmed knockout, and in this high-stakes 2-on-1 battle, Frank the Tank walked away with that victory. One down by sheer force, the other outlasted, rolling into a matchup that promised no mercy. Number 3, the Sandman versus Demon. It was Demon versus the Sandman, two heavy hitters going head-to-head with nothing held back. The Sandman stumbled hard after Demon slapped him with fierce power. The hit shook him badly, making it challenging for him to keep his balance. Sandman fired back fast, but Demon brushed off the attack like it was nothing. The Demon looked calm and ready to take control, refusing to give any ground. By round 4, both fighters had demonstrated remarkable strength and determination, pushing each other to the limit. But when Demon landed his final strike, it landed with a savage force, knocking Sandman stiff and ending the fight right there. The knockout was ruthless, bringing an intense battle between two powerful opponents to a swift conclusion. Next up, the slap that silenced everything. Number 2, Neanderthal versus Big Cracker. Big Cracker, standing at 270 pounds, entered the match to face the reigning super heavyweight champ Neanderthal, who outweighed him at 307 pounds. Both had raw power written all over them, and with that kind of weight behind each swing, this showdown promised a serious finish. Big Cracker went first and unleashed a heavy slap, and Neanderthal bent slightly under the impact. It looked like his footing might slip entirely. For a second, you could almost believe he was going down, but he locked back in, absorbed it, and signaled he was good to go. Then Neanderthal stepped forward. His swing was devastating. Big Cracker's body stalled mid-motion. His arms dropped. His legs lost control, and he stiffened. He didn't move. There was no reaction, no recovery. Neanderthal secured the win with a finish so extreme it left people wide-eyed, unsure of what they just witnessed. And the brutality peaks when Concrete Finisher met D-Flan, and the ring turning into a war zone. Number 1, D-Flan versus Concrete Finisher. After defeating Slap Zaddy, D-Flan, weighing 170 pounds, stepped up to face Concrete Finisher, who tipped the scales at 171 pounds. Both fighters brought fierce, savage, and merciless slaps, making it clear this battle would be brutal from the first slap. No one expected the fight to end the way it did. With a ruthless, cold-blooded knockout, D-Flan stopped Concrete Finisher, one of the fastest slappers in the lightweight division. The knockout came quickly, leaving Concrete Finisher unable to recover. That powerful strike secured the win for D-Flan, showing his strength and dominance throughout the match. Which knockout shocked you? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.